My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Hearthstone's Dalaran Heist, the solo adventure. Whoo! Okay, so we've got an anomaly mode ready up. It's wild magic. All spells cast in additional time, targets chosen randomly. So we need a class that has strong spells that have no directional component to their cast, that are just, in general, quite good. So what fulfills that? Obviously Druid, but we've done a lot of Druid recently, and I'd rather not do Druid if we can do that. Shaman has a lot of directed spells, so does Mage. Hunter's non-directional spells are oftentimes not great to cast randomly. Is that true? Well, let's think about Zul'jin, right? Zul'jin is played in very competitive Hunter decks. And casts spells with random directionality, so it can definitely be done. The problem is that it casts them at the same time rather than casting them with a significant delay, so Zul'jin gets out extra secrets, for example. Whereas if you play a secret, you can't cast the same secret again, so its second attempt to cast via Wild Magic Anomaly is just going to fizzle. Also, we've already done Hunter for this wing, although we could just go to another wing, so that's not a relevant point to be making. Rogue has a lot of directional ones, but Rogue also has a lot of ones that are not directional, just in terms of card generation. So you'd have the ability to fill your hand with Death Rattle minions from Violet Haze, or Pilfer, fill your hand with cards from other classes, or Burgle to do the same thing. So like a Rogue Thief deck would work pretty well, but then you're very, very hard relying on finding like an ethereal peddler or whatever they're called. The 5 mana 5/6, if you're holding cards of another class, reduce their cost by 2. Or some severe mana cheats. So probably not Robes of Gaudiness because you'd overfill your hand. Probably not Violet Goggles, because that's not even going to help you really in that situation either. Yeah, again, Rogue just doesn't really seem like the correct choice here. Paladin has a lot of buffs, but a hand buff Paladin would be interesting. Double casting Smuggler's Run in particular is quite powerful. Warrior? Warrior spells are just garbage far and wide. Let's have a look at what Paladin would have access to. We don't have access to backup yet? That sucks. Give a friendly minion Divine Shield, alright. Adventure, so this seems to be a hand buff not a hand buff, a board buff kind of thing. Double casting Call to Adventure is pretty good. Double casting Lost in the Jungle is pretty good. Avenge doesn't work. Dark Double Conviction does not work. So basically we have blank deck to add spells into that we think might work well with it. Consecration is like gold standard for this as well. Desperate Measures would actually be absolutely incredible. Random deck, yeah, that makes sense. Sound the Bells, obviously completely garbage. Same with Hammer of Wrath here. Just with the random directionality. Yeah, I guess we will go with Adventure. If we can cut that Stone Splinter Trog and end up with just the Call to Adventure pulling out the Immortal Prelate, that's pretty good, but then I would need more ways to pull out the Prelate from my deck, otherwise I'm not really getting enough value to justify building myself around that. I'm hesitant to do this, but it's this or, in my mind, Druid. Not super keen on doing the Druid again. There was a reason the last episode was named The Definition of Insanity.
Versus Wendy.
It's good to be back, by the way. You can probably notice my voice still isn't back to 100%, so I'm taking a little bit easy on the first couple days back, but I am hoping to be ramping things back up to a normal pace from here on out. Ooh. Call to Adventure right now. So Wild Magic is also pretty good here just because it's going to allow me to get 4 coins worth of value out of the Acacia Cache.
She's going to do great things.
I didn't even see what my enemy stole there. think it was important to me, though. Wasn't it a spell to double cast? Oh, it was Call to Adventure. Damn. Trade it back?
Okay.
No.
I'll take this and you take that.
Alright, if the enemy blast crystals me, then
That will
well done to you.
On second thought,
Okay, I got my Call to Adventure back.
let
Nice.
me light the way.
Don't draw Prelate. Didn't draw Prelate. Beautiful. That's a pretty buff Prelate right there.
Cards now.
Alright, now I'm gonna attack across, get all of these coins, double coin, and Grime Street. The whole thing is I'm just gonna build up a really powerful Prelate and have that win the entire game for me.
My shield for Argus.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've run out of cards. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Good board flood right there. Alright, so Fellfire Potion plus something still. And you'd have to have the coin to actually hit out a Fellfire Potion. I do look forward to a lot of enemies overdrawing as a result of not playing around wild magic correctly.
I will avenge the fallen at any cost.
So I've also just equipped a weapon, which now means that we... I've just equipped a weapon, which now means the final hero power for the Paladin has been unlocked, which would add 3 Silverhand Recruits, 1/1/1/1s, or 1 mana 1/1s into my hand. That would be really good with Stargazing, because then it would just fill my entire hand with them. Expedite. Expedite will help me kind of mana cheat while I'm also trying to, like, card draw cheat-ish with any card draw spells that I find, because those typically aren't directional. I think we still go with hand buff here. Robotic is interesting, all of those having 1 less cost, and then Mech Warper having the ability to give 1 less cost as well. Means that you can get some really nasty stuff going on if you actually build entirely robotic the entire time with an Expedite. This is just a worse pack in terms of value. We go robotic. Okay, so what's something else that we could do with a robotic deck? We could take a couple of copies of Prismatic Lens, because that just draws 2 for 4, right? And, you know, copies its effect with Wild Magic, so it's 4 mana, draw 4. Kangor's Endless Army is actually really good here as well. 7 mana, restore 3, or sorry, revive 3 mechs that have died. They maintain any... They maintain any magnetics that they had on them. However, it'll double cast, so just fill your board with mechs that have died this game. Pretty good, pretty good. Unfortunately, Call to Adventure now actually has a second thing that could possibly try and cast.
The light protects.
Or possibly try and pull from the deck, rather. Nothing doing there.
The light protects me.
That said, if it double casts, right, it's gonna get each of them. Yep. It's Mech Warper, and now Immortal Prelate. Lovely. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't comboed. So I can get the Mech Warp out there and then immediately run Ziliax. The enemy doesn't have any sap or anything along those lines, so I suspect we're kind of safe having now done that. Double coin again. Pull out the Giant Street Enforcer. Because I'm never really going to have more minions in my hand than right now. Damn. Is that to an undamaged minion? Okay, so it actually had the ability to target other minions, but it just happened to go for mine. Somehow I think we'll be okay, though. That makes it a little less sure. The enemy could have generated anything out of that. And there are a lot of things that could have been generated that will make us pretty sad about it, actually. Shrink Ray comes to mind immediately. Obviously a quality. Probably not going to be Shrink Ray if you're already developing to the fields. Ah, we're fine. There's nothing with 4 mana that you can do at this point that I'm terrified about. Oh, hang on, with 6 though. What's the board click? Oh, never mind. I don't remember the name of the board clear actually at this point in time.
Well played then.
Why don't you lean over and say that to my
Alright,
face?
straight to the face. The board clear that is... It's not a new challenger, but it's kind of similar to a new challenger in that it's an expensive Paladin spell. Only the minion with the highest attack on either board survives. It's like 6 mana or 7 mana. Can't remember it for the life of me. Okay, well, Sylvanas double Lich King is just ridiculous. There are a lot of spells the Lich King gives you that we would want to cast twice, but there's also a lot of them we would never want to cast. Like Army of the Dead, we're probably never going to cast. But Obliterate, we would probably never cast either. Anti-Magic Shell, we would definitely double cast. Frostmourne we'd obviously play, but it's not a double cast because it's a weapon. And Death and Decay we'd play as well. So Lich King could give us some real value here. But there's more robots. And robots are just real damn good. Should be able to carry us through until we get to the actually scary boss. Oh wait, we're not playing chapter 5. We're not gonna have as scary bosses as we otherwise might. Hell yes. Dark Conviction is also a really like garbage card here. Unless I know that there's like 1 minion on the board that I want to buff and then 1 minion that I want to debuff and I happen to take the roll and it happens to work out for me, but it's just not, it's not a good idea. Could be worse. I can play Avenge and Immortal Prelate next turn. Yeah. This develops as much attack on the first turn as possible. And I'll set up to take out the Cache of Cash, because I don't want the enemy just, like, buffing it somehow. Alright, well... I mean, I'm just gonna play all of the cards in my hand. I think that's pretty cool. Enemy does have access to a couple of the Shaman board clears, I think. So I've got to watch out for a particularly spicy... Ooh, oh no. That has to go down. I can't have that have Mega Wind Fury. Thankfully, the Stone Splinter Trog is really, really benefiting from all of this board state stuff. Double coin to get out of Sneeds, and then double coin in order to get out a Boon of Light. Alright. Pretty good board state going in. Whew. And we take a win. Next turn. That's just a prediction for the future. I'm certain it'll happen. Do I still take the win? I do. Oh! Yeah.
Well played, then.
I cannot hear you over the power of the runes.
Well, damn played, Hasuda. So we're looking for a Bartender Bob to give us the ability to kindle the Dark Conviction out of the deck. To remove pretty much any non-robotic minion.
Random loot is
That's about
best loot. Always useful. Every time.
So Annoyo Horn would be the pickup here if it wasn't for the fact that we have Wild Magic, because Annoyo Horn doesn't double cast for any extra value, right? It fills our board, and then our board is filled. So what does the second cast do? Whereas Orb of the Untold is just 40 damage split to all enemies. So it's a board clear as well as a lot of damage to face. That's pretty good. Judgment double casting Consecration is really good, but we haven't got enough spells in the deck to actually summon Shilvala at any point. Call to Adventure double cast is still, it's really good draw. Give a minion +2/+2, summon a random 2-cost minion. No, those are buffs that I don't want to be double casting. I think we just take hand buff here. I'm glad that we could finally justify it.
Breaking some chaos and greed with relaxing beverage.
If I can't take out the Dark Conviction, I'll take out the Avenge. Anything that doesn't double cast for extra value in particular is on the chopping block here.
George, I haven't seen you in ages. Get lost out there?
Huh. Well, I can tell a story about the Immortal Prelate and then actually have like a good Prelate going on. That seems like a good idea.
Well, we get all types around here.
All right, let's also use the upper hand. We're looking for Orb of the Untold to get hit by this. Thank you. Orb of the Untold or Call to Adventure. Call to Adventure would be a 0-cost draw 2, give them buffs. Orb of the Untold, it feels like I need to... Call to Adventure feels like it's something that I want to play as soon as I can, so having the extra mana to always play it is nice. Whereas Orb of the Untold feels like I wait for the right time to play it, so I can be more selective. Also, it feels like Orb of the Untold already just finishes a battle if I draw it pretty much at all. And it'll do that at 1 or 4 mana, whereas Call to Adventure is kind of like more of a boost. Like, it seems like there's a larger differential in buffing Call to Adventure than there is in buffing Orbs of the Untold. Interesting. I think that's correct. Definitely go with Tell a Story on You.
I've heard this story before.
We could get rid of the Paragon of Light at this point. We have very few ways to buff other minions. I could have told the story on the Paragon of Light and it always would have had its buff. That's another way to actually look at that one.
I can always enjoy
That's
a quiet
good way
night.
to look at that one as well. All right, I'm not removing anything else from the deck.
Put it
Damn
on
it.
the tab.
Damn it, damn it, damn it. That would have worked out better, I feel.
George!
Just a 2-mana...
Hey!
What is it? 2-mana 4/7 taunt. Ooh, look at that Call to Adventure. I think I actually keep all of these because the Call to Adventure is very likely to draw Mech Warper for us here, which will then cheat out the Annoyatron and make the Ziliax really easy to cast. I didn't actually want to get Prelate there. Okay. I mean, if I'm not planning on doing anything right now with regards to the Cache of Cash, or rather the coins from it, I probably shouldn't even attack it yet. I don't want to give my enemy access to those coins before I have anything I want to do with them.
Just as I predicted, only one casualty.
I think I double call to adventure again. Nice. I mean, the call to adventure deck is actually kind of popping off.
Target something.
The whole identity of this deck is that I draw and buff my minions. All right. Okay, actually, this is something that I need to know as well. Christology. Is Christology going to... No, Christology draws minions with 1 attack, not 1 cost. Damn. I was going to say, because I have Expedite, are the minions in my deck considered 1 cost for the sake of being drawn with Christology? But Christology, I think, draws anything that has 1 attack rather than 1 cost. And this should just be lethal.
Would have done something.
To the point that I'm not even going to count. It just looked like a lethal, you know? Alright, so I only have to finish 1 more fight until I get my next big buff. Competitive Spirit, doesn't double cast. Quartermaster, not relevant. Vine Cleaver, not too relevant here either. No on the small army. Going robotic again. A second copy of Ziliax is also really, really good. As your HP gets higher, as your hero's like base HP gets a lot higher as you go further into the Dalaran Heist, the ability to heal up for large amounts of HP becomes much, much, much more important. So having Ziliax to whack on top of, you know, your Sneed's old Shredder becomes really, really relevant.
You're here to cause trouble.
Despite the fact that we have an Avenger there, we also have a lot of 2-cost minions in this deck and Expedite, so I'd rather mulligan looking for something that I can play and get some board presence with. Yep, good mulligan. Really proved itself effective there. Invest is going to be a problem for us. I really shouldn't even play that this turn. Still doing it though. So I can try and contest the ball.
You can get it the easy way.
Ooh, that's a bad thing to leave on the board. To the point that I'm not gonna leave it on the board. I can't. That's not a thing that's possible.
I need to get transferred back to Orgrimmar.
So if I use the Blessed Maul, I can buff the Mech Warper. The Mech Warper runs into the Cache of Cash. I use 2 of the coins in order to summon a Ziliax. The Ziliax trades across to an Echoing Ooze, and so does my Blessed Maul.
Carl would have done
I
something.
don't know about that. It seems like overhandling.
Unity.
Let's just get rid of these two. Alright. We should be back in command now. I just need to make sure the enemy doesn't have anything they can return to their hand with Invest that I actually care about. Hey, nice try.
I'm calling security.
That's why I buffed him. Alright. Defender of Argus trades? Yeah, Defender of Argus trades, I think.
My shield for Argus.
Just seems the right thing here. Cross. Just gonna control the ever-loving hell out of this board. Blessed Maul.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Uh-huh. Then I'm gonna Dark Conviction here, and hopefully the other one hits one of my 1/1s on the board. Still hit a good minion. Then go for the Blessed Maul. This trades across, and all of the rest of us are set to just hit face for a couple turns.
To Northrend.
Alright, so on board we have 14, 16, 16, 21 total. That's not good enough. Definitely should have just saved that minion from the Thresher just by using my hero power. But no, I guess I'm just gonna let them die. They're expendable. I don't know if I've ever actually seen Banker Biggs pick up anything ever with its hero power. That said, it does seem like one of those hero powers where if Banker Biggs is actually getting it off, you've already lost. Similar to the stock trader, the one that makes everything golden, and if it's already golden, gives it +8/+8. Oof. Death Rattles trigger twice. Summon a random legendary minion. Yeah. Summon a random 2-cost minion. Yeah. Shuffle this into your deck. That would just shuffle it twice rather than shuffle 2 copies of it. So the double Death Rattle there doesn't actually affect anything. So yeah, we have like 2 Death Rattles in the entire deck to affect with that. Robe of the Magi, I mean, it's pretty good with Consecration if we ever end up finding a copy of that. But that's about it. Hand of Reform is complete garbage. Wow. These are all bad. I may take Totem of the Dead just because I'm more likely to get more Death Rattles when I go for more robotic minions. Robotic, but no Death Rattles. Double casting Shrink Ray is also not that great for us. Muster for Battle being double cast is actually fine. Silver Sword. Ugh. I think I'm going to take Robotic, not because it's the best pack, but because it'll help keep up the trend of Robotic, so that I will try and get more copies of Robotic later.
Oh, my wretched hive of villainy. Very cozy.
Shrink Ray is not particularly good for us in this deck, but it does give us the ability to just nullify enemies out of nowhere.
Ah, friendly face. Usual?
It's definitely not You're All Fired. All right, we'll start with Kindle.
Is something burning in here?
Maybe we do get Shrink Ray out of the deck. It's a bad card to double cast, and there's a lot of cards that I would never want to affect with Shrink Ray. Like, if I have the Immortal Prelate out, I can never play Shrink Ray. Otherwise, I debuff the Prelate and then put it back into my deck. So I think I'm actually going to burn you out. How close am I to going You're All Fired to this deck, actually? Because that thins 4 cards out of the deck, which means we are much more likely to get to our Call to Arms. We're much more likely to get to... what else? Mech Warper is so good. If Mech Warper wasn't on the board and pretty much anything else was, I would fire everyone right now. But Mech Warper, especially if I put it in my opening hand, could be great. Let's have a look at what veteran we're getting, because we're definitely not going for a round of drinks. Yeah, so it's veteran.
Oh, you can't go wrong with that one. They're irregular.
We might actually be able to trigger Keleseth.
Are those adventurers even here?
I think we can trigger Keleseth really easily. Because we use Call to Arms, Call to Adventure to pull out all of the cards that it could possibly affect. Also, I'm actually just going to fire all of you.
Calm it down. No reason.
I'm going to try and thin down the deck. This is going to be interesting if this works.
Safe travels.
But it probably won't.
townsfolk of Dalaran being angry at looting and mayhem. Always fun spoiling.
Hey, Casamon. It's good to see you. So I'm mulliganing, like hard mulliganing for Call to Adventure and Keleseth.
Casamon!
Oh, look, it's a Call to Adventure.
I'm here!
There's another mech warper. If I knew we had another mech warper, I wouldn't have agonized over the previous decision of whether or not to kick a mech warper out of my deck. I would have been just totally fine with it. It's a pretty good opening turn.
You will regret this.
Please draw a minion. Nice. We got this. We got this. This is gonna be really. I think the Keleseth Dream is going to work here, unless there's a spell I've forgotten that we have in the deck. Dark Conviction. There he is. That's why we needed Dark Conviction not to be in the deck. God damn it. That's what's stopping Keleseth. And it's what will be stopping Keleseth this entire way through. I'm so mad. And that was our last chance to kindle something out of the deck, and we just did not get the opportunity to even see it. If only we had the ability to kindle out that... Damn it, damn it, damn it.
My shield for Argon!
Weapons ready.
Alright. I mean, we do thin out the deck really quickly, and with a thinned out deck comes the ability for us to get our Orb of the Foretold, or Orb of Darkness, or Orb of... It's an orb, right? There's... What I'm saying is we will end up with an orb. Something orb adjacent at the absolute least. And I'm not playing this Keleseth until it gets value, damn it. I'm not going to be that wrong. I'll be wrong. Fine. Not that wrong.
Don't tell me what to do.
Beautiful. I love that these are the lowest that we can pick up. Couldn't have found a, the double battle cry. Oh, what's it? Not double battle cry. What's it called? Doppelganger. Couldn't have got the doppelganger for that? Or doppelgangster, I think it is.
Protocol 7.
Yeah, I could have gone for the quadruple coin and just played out the other two, but somehow I didn't think that was going to work out for me. Call it a hunch. Alright. I mean, if I can just protect mine, I think I still just end up going face, right?
Unity, precision, perfection.
Go. I think we should be pretty comfortable to just bop the enemy in the face constantly. If they didn't use the Siphon Soul that turn or a Corruption or anything of that sort, they don't have it. Yeah. They're about to lose the rest of their board trying to stop this. There's the Dark Convict. No! Prince Keleseth is still failing to do anything. That's interesting. Alright. Don't hit any of my minions. Hey! Debuffed both of the enemy minions. Neat. One trades across. Two trades across. Come on. Get me a severe yeah, that'll do. Now, I'm going to quickly make sure that this is not recording to a full hard drive because I've been doing a lot of editing recently, so I'll be back in just a sec. We're all good. Whew! That was going to be rattling around in the back of my brain the entire time if I didn't check it. Good thing I've done. Healing Hands, I mean, those aren't bad. But Mimiron's head, I mean, that could be actually a good time. We could end up with enough mechs to get that off.
Wearing shiny loots as armor. Not fair to loots.
That said, getting out Mimiron is, what, 16 damage?
Versus Valdera Highborn.
This late? That doesn't really matter at all, even
Your
slightly.
ignorance reminds me of those fools in the catacombs.
Definitely gonna keep the 0 mana, buff 2 minions and draw them. Oof. Not a huge fan of the war gears that we got there. Alright.
That doesn't work.
Oh, lost in the jungle as well. Alright, I get it. The Keleseth was dumb. I don't know what's stopping it now, though, right? Divine Conviction we already had out. So unless it is counting... because Immortal Prelate was still in my deck at that point. So unless it's still counting Immortal Prelate, which would be... you know, frustrating, but possible. If not likely. So, Prelate is a 2-cost minion, but Expedite reduces the cost to 1. It's just whether or not that cost reduction occurs while the card is still in your deck, or if it has to wait until it's in your hand.
To battle! To battle! Blood will flow. To battle! My armor can even deal damage!
Yeah, I can just deal 40 to you right now, so I'd probably hold off being such a wise mouth. Is that something that people call people? Wise mouths? I don't know, I'm not really a person. One problem here is that we need to go wide rather than tall. Okay, so we've only got one mech on board now.
Today's swine. Were you trying?
Oh, maybe we can figure this out to get Mimiron off. Wouldn't be a ridiculous amount of damage against this enemy, being only able to deal 3 a turn.
Blood will
Okay, there's a taunt out. No! That's not fair. Alright, well, if you can take out my minions, then we're probably not going to be able to get Mimiron off. I was just hoping you were going to consistently make mad decisions.
There's a reason I spent a fortune on this set.
Maybe it's time for Orb of the Untold. Yeah, I think it is.
It will be my undoing.
Haha! I'm glad that you actually do have a unique line for the orb, because it is the perfect counter you to Valdera. Although I did have something that was effectively functioning as an orb a while ago, the first time I beat Valdera. I had its Cinderstorm that was 0 cost in a deck that had a ridiculous amount of spell damage. Okay. At least I can bop through in a single hit here. Ooh, a couple different ways we can actually do it. Let's go with the good way to do it. This also sets us up for Mimiron's head this turn. Just saying. We needed a reason to actually go with the Mimiron's head plan. And We found our reason. Oh, wait. Yeah, we found our reason. We're not going to be able to kill the enemy.
Blood will flow.
Behold the magnificent aerial command unit.
We are. As long as we hit the first one with something that had Divine Shield so that it didn't actually get its... Not lifelink. Lifesteal off twice. Lifelink. What a weirdly named mechanic for definitely a different game. Double casting spells? I mean, like, Swamp Queen's Call double cast? That's not particularly good to double cast. But also, we can flood the board pretty easily, so it works out for us. Duel, no. Not particularly good for us. We have a lot of weak minions in the deck. Avenging Wrath, that's good. It's not necessary. We can just go robotic. Trade Prince Gallywix here. I gotta make sure that I don't give Trade Prince Gallywix all of the best spells in the entire game. Because Gallywix will be paying me back with coins, and then I can double cast those coins in order to mana cheat everything out. So the most important thing that I can do here is draw. Is just have enough draw.
I'm here for revenge. You steal from Dalaran, you steal from me.
That said, Swamp Queen's Call is like a win condition, so. Ugh. Need more minions. Not like that.
These mages said it would be impossible to crack this vault. But what do I see here? A whole crew of crooks standing in front of me. I don't usually like to get my hands dirty, but I gotta protect my investments.
I was really hoping you weren't gonna be just generating stuff to board immediately. Kinda makes my life hard. I may want to just Lost in the Jungle. You'll give me a coin, and then I can play the coin. I can't get anything out with that, though.
I got a business to run. Hurry things up.
I think I have to Lost in the Jungle Swamp Queen's Call just so that I have a board. At least this means the enemy's not going to get access to my Swamp Queen's Call. That's one good thing here. Also, I can double Gallywix coin in order to re-roll again if I desperately want to. That'll do. I'm also going to double the coin here in order to protect Thorison. Alright, at least now I have a board state to work with. Or a board state with which to work, rather. Ooh, hit your own! Face? Okay. Hit your own with Valspine. Nope, that's bad. Those coins are nice because they enable us to play other cards, because I can play the coin and then give that to Gallywix, then play a good card after. But it's still not the best thing that could happen. Yeah, giving the enemy Lost in the Jungle was actually really sad. Really sad time, but something we had to do. Okay. Double coin here, and then get out a piloted shredder. I could double Gallywix coin in order to get Ziliax out, but then, like, I'm taking down one Silverhand recruit. What am I actually doing with that, right? Yeah, hold off. We've just got a better board state than the enemy. Maybe we just control over the top of the enemy if it... Oh, that could be a problem. What have you played? Just that? Just that. Oh. Alright, that was going to be a problem, and now it's not. Alright, you're really, really betting on hitting the same target there. Oh, still got two of mine, though. I also got pretty weak results, considering the opponent's board state there. Oh, there's the Orbi Untold. I think I just save that from when the enemy has like an uncounterable board state. So I'll give the enemy a coin, that's totally fine. So we should just have a couple turns where we can just freely punch the face. Nothing in hand, beautiful. Last thing in hand is just a coin. So the most important thing I can do here is just not give the enemy a coin.
Don't test me, child.
Alright. I'm more than happy to have the enemy try and swipe at my minions. They're just doing my job for me. Because I'm pretty sure we just have lethal now. Double over the Untold. So it turns out you don't actually just need to run a buff druid deck. You can run a janky-ass paladin and still benefit from wild magic. Who knew? Except for probably everyone except for me. Not a bad victory, I don't think. Unfortunately, we did not even get a single Voltron out. But we have unlocked the final two things that needed... final three things, actually, as it turns out. That needed to be unlocked for the Paladin, as well as got the Paladin through the first wing. So for the moment, let me just say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.